The national anthem, please. African anthem.
Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Uzalendo pia mshikamano viwe msingi wa umoja wetu, na tulinde uhuru na amani, mila zetu na desturi zetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Viwandani na hata mashambani, tufanye kazi sote kwa makini, tujitoe kwa hali na mali, tuijenge jumuiya bora. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
So while still standing, let's all pray together the corporate prayer. Almighty God of all creation, most sovereign, pure and merciful, we are grateful for the privilege to have our motherland. We acknowledge you to be the source of life and giver of wisdom. We seek your guidance and pray that you hold our causes as we strive to deliver on our constitution. As we commit to serve our beloved country, enable us with the democratic aspirations of the people of Kenya. Almighty God, we pray that you get the work of our hands, that we may foster sustainability. Bless Kenya, bless this commission, and grant us peace, love, and unity now and forever. Amen. Thank you. May take your seats. So my name is Purity Njero. I'm the Manager of Communication and Corporate Affairs at Iebc. I'll be the MC of this event, and I'll ask us to introduce ourselves by stating our name and the institution we represent. And we'll start with our host, Elgia. So the mics, please go to the Elgia team.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Bon Makurwal. I work at Elgia as the program coordinator. Thank you so much.
Good morning. My name is Christabella. I am the research and M&E lead editor.
The next.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Felix Obiabo, Executive Director at Elgia.
Thank you, the Elgia team. We move now to the media fraternity, and I'll ask the Canon to lead us.
Chewing. Let me ask our VP to lead.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Francis Openda, the Vice President, Kenya Editors Guild. I'm also an editor at Radio Africa Group.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Linda Batch. I'm a council member at the Kenya Editors Guild. I chair the programs committee and I work at Media Max. Happy to be here.
Good morning. My name is Ken Busiri from the Kenya Editors Guild.
Habari zenu, naitwa Wanyama Busiri, mwanachama wa jukwaa la uhariri Kenya Editors Guild, na pia ni mhadhiri chuo kikuu cha Leicester and former BBC editor. Thank you.
Good morning. Naitwa Henix Obichunju, mwanachama wa Kenya Editors Guild na vilevile mhariri pamoja FM Sauti ya Kibra.
Hamjambo. Mimi naitwa Paul Nabiswa, mwanachama wa jukwaa la wahariri yani Kenya Editors Guild na vile mhariri NTV. Nawashukuru sana.
Good morning, my name is Annie from Kenya Editors Guild, Membership Coordinator and Programs Assistant.
Good morning, my name is Yam Modomi. I work as a Managing Editor at Royal Media Services.
Good morning. My name is Lorik Mayabi. I work as a news editor at Citizen TV and also a member of the Editors Guild.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Victor Simani, a journalist from Radio Africa Group.
Good morning. My name is Mashali Rashuru. I'm a member of Kenya Editors Guild, Editor-in-Chief, TV47.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Victoria Masaya, freelance journalist with Africa Solutions Media Hub.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Julius Busiri. I am a member of the Editors Guild and I chair the Strategy Committee. So I work with the Technical University of Kenya. I teach journalism and media studies. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Agnes Mogani. I am the council member for radio at the Kenya Editors Guild. I am also a news editor at the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, aka Baba na Mama. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Jeremiah Okaya, online editor at Capital FM.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dennis Mao. I work at the Association of Media Women in Kenya as the communications manager, and I'm also a journalist. Thank you.
Morning. I am Wema Toyo from Ghetto Radio.
Good morning. My name is John Mwaki. I'm a member of the Kenya Editors Guild and I'm managing editor at KBC.
Morning, my name is Kemtre Kiberenge, the council member for online at the Kenya Editors Guild and also a editor at the National Media Group.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rose Ngana. I'm from KUJ.
Good morning. My name is Kwamboka Oyaro, KUJ. I'm the secretary for programs there. And I also come from WANIFRA, Women in News. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Dan Mwangi. I'm the lead editor, broadcast news of the Nation Media Group, basically NTV and Nation FM. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Wendy Nagodi from Kenya Editors Guild Secretariat. I'm the communication officer. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Mike Kagwongo. I work with TV47 as a reporter. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Victor Garoya. I'm a reporter at NTV and Nation Media Group. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Abdiaziz Ashim. I'm a senior anchor at KBC and a reporter as well. Remember Charlie from KBC.
Good morning. Sahi zikuli. Good morning. Ama nyinyi ndio mnakula ndio mniitikie. Good to see you all. My name is Veida Kanano, President of Kenya Editors Guild, Senior Anchor at KTN, and an editor as well.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Rosalia Omungo, CEO, Kenya Editors Guild.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll move to the Iebc team, and I request the chair and the commissioners to introduce them when the chair is giving his remarks. So the other team, please, let's proceed.
Good morning, my name is Dr. Mesha Kobara, in charge of research, boundaries and risk management from Iebc. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Crispin Owie, Director, Legal Services, Iebc. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Jambo. I am Moses Kudi, Director, Electoral Operations at Iebc. Thank you.
I'm Jambo Nyote. Good morning. My name is Joyce Ekwam. I'm the Acting Director for Water Education, Partnerships and Communications. Good to see all of you here. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Agatha Wahome. I am the Acting Director in charge of Internal Audit and Compliance.
Good morning. My name is Ruth Kulundu, Deputy Commission Secretary in charge of operations.
Good morning. My name is Badia Kaitan, Deputy CEO in charge of support services. Something.
Good morning, I'm Michael Loma, Director ICT at Iebc. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Innocent Sud, Manager of Water Education. Iebc.
Good morning, my name is Ruben Chishis, Acting Director of Finance, Iebc.
Good morning, Teofon Ken, Office of the CEO and Commission Services. Thank you.
Good morning. Gosh, good morning. My name is Ruth Makufu. I am the Acting Manager, Legal Reforms, Political Parties Liaison and Campaign Financing, Iebc.
Good morning, everyone. My name is
is Hilary Kipledet, Office of the Chairperson, Iebc. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Linda Moria from the Communications Department.
Good morning, my name is Chris Musumba, Communication Department, Iebc.
Good morning, mine is Eddie Asmani, Iebc Communications.
Thank you so much. We are done with the introductions. We'll move to the objectives of this breakfast meeting, and I request our Deputy Commission Secretary Operations, Ruth Kulundu, to come forward. Thank you.
The Commission Chairperson, Erastus Edum Ethakon, Vice Chairperson, Fahima Arafat Abdallah, Iebc Commissioners, allow me to read on the already laid down protocol. Good morning. Good morning once more. Allow me to also take you through our objectives for our meeting today. One is to review the partnership and collaboration between Iebc and the media during the 2022 general election. You remember that we had various meetings. We had MOUs with KEC, KUJ, all the media, MCK. We had a very successful meeting in Mombasa, Madam Zubeda, you remember. And during the general election, we had several meetings. We had a communication center at Bomas of Kenya, where you had the feeds, communication feeds. And we also had post-election, post-general election meeting at Safari Park Hotel. So we are here to review where did we do right, where did we do wrong. And I hope it is going to come out so that it helps us to go forward as we prepare for the 2027 general election. And of course, other activities in between, the by-elections and voter registration. Two, our second objective is to establish sustainable and collaborative working relationship between the Commission and the media. And so far, it has been very good, extremely good. Just last week, Thursday, we had express conversation, discussion with the citizen, and it was very, very successful. We are hoping that even the activities ahead of us, Madam Zubeda, they are not going to be better than what we've had before. Three, we are going to explore strategies for effective and constructive communication and how the media can disseminate key activities in the Commission. Realize our two very main urgent activities are by-elections, now 24. There were 23 last week, now we are 24. Voter registration that is being awaited by all Kenyans, like nothing else. We are hoping that together with the media, our sisters and brothers, that we are going to go far from here and move the Commission to another level. Thank you, and God bless you as we engage as Media Commission. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam BCS. We will proceed to a few remarks, and I want to invite a representative from Kenya Union of Journalists, Kwamboka Oyaro.
Good morning once again. I'm representing my Secretary General, Eric Odwor, and these are the remarks on behalf of the union. The Kenya Union of Journalists and the Kenya Editors Guild signed an MOU with IEBC in 2020 on behalf of the media. The MOU facilitated sharing and accurate reporting of electoral data during the 2022 elections. The MOU was instrumental in the establishment of the Media Center, and its access at the Bomas of Kenya. The collaboration made work easier for journalists, as the Commission was always ready to provide information and data. The MOU expired, and it needs a review to capture emerging issues before renewing it. KUJ and the KEG leaders last met IEBC Secretariat staff to brainstorm on what should be done, and today's meeting is as a result of that earlier meeting. The MOU had established a joint media task force that helped to manage the relationship between the media and met regularly to deliberate on emerging issues and propose action. The task force should also be reconstituted and start working as soon as possible. We don't have a lot of time since 2027 is rapidly beckoning, and we must hit the road running, given that there are pending by-elections now placed at 24 ahead of the next general election. We thank Elgia for planning this consultative meeting to mark the beginning of the media engagement between the Commission and the media. The media has already put in place a committee on elections and will from time to time engage the Commission on emerging issues. Finally, the media remains committed to upholding high professional standards while reporting on elections. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kwamboka. Let's appreciate her once more. So I will now invite the President of Kenya Editors Guild, Zubeida Kananu. Karibu.
Najua Felix ameniambia nizungumze Kiswahili. Sijui nikizungumza Kiswahili kama chairman atanielewa. Lakini uzuri VP saa hii ni vice chair ni mzungumzaji mzuri wa Kiswahili. Kwa hivyo ataelewa kila kitu. Commissioner Lutalala, CEO, wote ni wazungumzaji wazuri wa Kiswahili. Good morning once again. I'm so happy to be here this morning. Na nashukuru sana. I've seen familiar faces. We've worked. Hey, Asante Dadangu, my brother there. You're always available for our interviews. We don't take it for granted. Asante Nisana for all the support we've gotten from the Commission. Mr. Erastus Ethekon, Chairperson of Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission, Commissioners of IEBC, Mr. Marjan, Hussein Marjan, Chief Executive Officer, IEBC, Felix Owar, Executive Director, LGR, thank you so much for making this possible. Members of the Executive Council of Kenya Editors Guild, naomba msimame kwa mara nyingine, please. The Executive Council. Nashukuru sana. Thank you so much for being here this morning to support the team and the members of Kenya Editors Guild. Asante. Tuwapatie makofi. Hiyo ndio council ya Kenya Editors Guild. Distinguished senior editors from all media houses in the country, members of the Kenya Media Sector Working Group, KCA is represented, AMWIC is represented, KUJ is represented. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Kenya Media Sector Working Group, we have two co-conveners, Kenya Editors Guild and KUJ. Under that umbrella, we have about 25 Media Association. So we appreciate you for being here this morning. Colleagues from the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my great pleasure to participate in this important consultative meeting between the media and Iebc. Let me begin by congratulating the new team at the Commission on your appointment. Pongezi sana. Fresh from being sworn in, you have taken on the immense responsibility of overseeing Kenya's electoral process. We are pleased that your first engagements include key stakeholders like the media, a clear sign of your commitment to transparency and partnership. This is our first official meeting with you, and we look forward to building a structured, result-oriented collaboration ahead of the 2027 general elections. Let me take us back to 2022. Meeting 2 years before the general elections aligns with one of the key lessons from 2022, that early collaboration is critical for success. I recall that on August 9th, 2021, a year before the last elections, Iebc and media stakeholders convened in Kwale County to map out strategies. That engagement led to significant milestones. The creation of a media task force to act on liaison with Iebc, the signing of an MOU between Iebc, the Kenya Union of Journalists, and Kenya Editors Guild on behalf of the Kenya Media Sector Working Group, joint training initiatives, starting with the training of trainers and the establishment of a media center to support journalists. While 2022 saw notable improvements, particularly in safety, access, and accuracy, we also faced challenges. Insufficient personnel to cover and tally results nationwide, lack of a centralized or coordinated media tallying center, gaps in safety and security during the transmission of presidential results, and late preparations that hindered newsroom readiness. We must address these issues now, not in the heat of the election period. There are several issues that are risen in 2027, ahead of 2027 elections. One, confirmation and electoral calendar. Kenyans are eager for certainty. Will the general election be held in 2027 as expected? Tumesikia wanasiasa wengi wakisema hakuna uchaguzi 2027. Will we have elections in 2027? Mr. Chair, we await your confirmation on that. We also seek clarity on the timelines for critical processes, such as continuous and mass voter registration, boundary delimitation, which is overdue, and procurement or replacement of electoral materials and equipment. We also request a clear schedule for by-elections in constituencies and wards that remain unrepresented. Number two, budgetary allocation and procurement. The Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury has recently noted that the cost of elections is too high and proposed alignment, including the reuse of materials from past elections. While we understand these economic realities, cost-cutting must never compromise credibility or operational readiness. Thank you. Is the Commission adequately funded to replace faulty voter identification and tallying systems? How will you ensure efficiency while maintaining trust? Number three, political intolerance and security. We are concerned by the growing wave of political intolerance. Political rallies are being disrupted by hired goons. Hate speech and inflammatory remarks are being normalized. Few perpetrators are held accountable. This climate threatens not only democracy, but also journalists' safety. We ask the Commission to speak firmly and act in collaboration with law enforcement to protect civic space. Number four, disinformation, technology, and AI. As we approach 2027, disinformation, deepfakes, and fake polls will challenge both the media and the Commission. However, technology and AI also offer solutions, such as automated verification tools and early detection of false information. We propose a joint Iebc Media Forum on AI and digital technologies in elections, expansion of fact-checking desks built during 2022, and public digital literacy campaigns to promote trust in verified information. Number 5, inclusion and representation. We urge IEBC to ensure inclusive participation for women, youth, persons with disabilities, and diaspora voters in both registration and voting. And this is our commitment as the media sector. As the Kenya Media Sector Working Group, we commit to revising and disseminating election reporting guidelines, incorporating lessons from 2022 and the rise of AI, conducting joint training programs for first-time and experienced election reporters, strengthening newsroom capacity to deliver accurate result reporting, collaborating with civic society and IEBC to counter disinformation, implementing journalist safety protocols during election coverage. The Kenya Editors Guild remains committed to working hand in hand with the IEBC before, during, and after the 2027 elections. We appreciate this early engagement and look forward to concrete outcomes that will strengthen Kenya's democracy. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to sincerely thank Chairperson Mr. Erastus Ethekon for accepting our invitation to attend the upcoming annual Editors Convention. We thank you, sir. I think this is the first confirmation we've gotten so far. Asante sana, Chair. We look forward to welcoming you as a key voice in the conversations on democracy, trust, and media freedom. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Zubeida, for highlighting the success stories, the areas to consider going forward, and also giving your commitment as media on how it supports the Commission going forward. Let's appreciate her once more. And now I want to invite our host, Felix Odhiambo, the Executive Director of Eldia. Karibu.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming after Zubeida Kananu, I will not even attempt to utter a single Kiswahili word. The last time I tried to take an interview in Kiswahili, simple words like my delay escaped my mind. Okay. What is development in Kiswahili? Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to acknowledge the presence of the Commission Chair, Vice Chair, all the Commissioners, President of, and the leadership of the media organizations in Kenya, represented by the Kenya Editors Guild, the Kenya Union of Journalists, and all the other media organizations. I will be very, very brief. Because essentially my remarks this morning was restricted to just giving welcoming remarks. And on that note, I want to sincerely thank you for especially finding time, not only to be here, but to be here on time. When I walked in, the entire leadership of IEBC and the media were already here. And I felt very, very, very embarrassed. And so I want to sincerely thank you. I want to thank the UK Aid for also supporting this consultative roundtable. Let me just say two things. The first is that the political temperature in the 2027 electoral cycle has kicked in. Unfortunately, the appointment or the reconstitution of the IEBC commissioners came a bit late. We ought to have done this much earlier, but we take sincere courage that not only that we have a fully constituted independent electoral boundaries commission by definition, but that the new team has hit the ground running. A lot has been said about the political temperatures and the heightened political activities in the 2027 electoral cycle, including the potential comparable risks, polarization, political rhetoric, remobilization of the militias we see it, including inflammatory statements, among others. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2027 general elections present serious opportunities, but also serious risks. The opportunity is that if we get this election right, then this country will firmly be in the consolidation phase. Unfortunately, if we get it wrong, and given all the indications and everything that we are seeing in the political environment, the democratic reversals might be so enormous and profound that we may not be able to overcome it. While the responsibility of procuring a credible 2027 rests in the hands of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, let me say, ladies and gentlemen, it is not exclusively in the hands of the Commission to be able to do this. In other words, all and every electoral stakeholders will be required to play their part in a responsible and constructive manner. And in that regard, the media has an extremely important role, not only to offer balanced reporting and conflict-sensitive reporting, but the media probably would be that critical voice to push back on some of the misinformation and some of the bad things that may likely happen. As has been acknowledged by all the speakers who have spoken before me, especially from KUJ and Madam Zubeida here, 2 memorandum of understandings were signed between the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission and the media in the run-up to 2022. The first was on access to information, fair and balanced coverage, as well as conflict-sensitive reporting. The second was, and that is the meeting that we had in Kwale, was a memorandum of understanding on the role of the media in the results management and transmission. And I remember during the signing of that MOU, LGR, we brought in the Electoral Commission of Ghana and the media organizations in Ghana to share their comparative perspectives on how they do, or the role of the media in results management and transmission. We are very keen to follow up on these MOUs. Today's meeting marked that important first step, and we do make an undertaking, given the prominence that the Commission has attached in communication, or strategic communication, since the new team was sworn in. We will not only support this directorate, but we are very keen after this meeting, and this was just supposed to be the start, to convene a technical retreat or a technical workshop involving the media and the Iebc to, as Zubeida said, retrace the process of going back and implementation or coming up with new MOUs, given the fact that some of them have expired. I think both MOUs have actually expired. So we look forward to convening a technical retreat where the media organizations and Iebc can review and assess the challenges, experiences, and lessons learned during the implementation of the 2 MOUs that I've mentioned. We will also support, and last year the CEO will confirm, given the role of AI, social and digital media, a constructive engagement between the Commission and the media organizations, to assess the impact of AI, social and digital media, especially in the electoral process, including deepfakes, mis and disinformation. And we will be able to support that. And finally, as I wish back to the chair, to implement the MOU on the role of the media in results transmission, we possibly would have to consider a peer learning or benchmarking trip to the United States and to Ghana, because these are the 2 countries that have really pioneered that, where the media actually have a role in the results transmission chain. And we look forward to firm up that discussion, and we look forward to supporting both the media organizations and Iebc in this important and crucial electoral cycle. I wish you all the best, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you, Felix, for your commitment to support the media and the IEBC going forward. And now to invite the Commission Secretary and CEO of IEBC, Marjan Hussein Marjan.
The chairperson of the commission, Mr. Erastus Edung Ethekon, our vice chairperson, Ms. Faima Arafat Abdullah, IBC commissioners, the president, Kenya Editors Guild, Ms. Zubeda Kanano, representative of the Kenya Union of Journalists, Ms. Kwamboka Oyaro, the executive director for ELJA, Mr. Felix Owor, our esteemed media partners present, IEBC senior management and all staff present today. Good morning. It is a real pleasure to welcome you all to this special roundtable, the first one under the new leadership of IEBC. This moment is significant, not just for us as a commission, but for all of us who care deeply about Kenya's democracy. Your presence here and the work you have done covering the IEBC's journey means a great deal to us. You have followed every development, every twist, every headline. And that journey reached a milestone on 11th July 2025 when the new chairperson and commissioners were officially sworn in and took over office. Today, ladies and gentlemen, marks the beginning of a new chapter, and in that chapter, you, the media, are not the sidelines. You are right at the center. This is more than a meeting. It is a conversation, a chance to reconnect, to reset, and to renew a partnership that is vital to the integrity of our elections and the trust of the Kenyan people. We recognize the immense role the media plays in strengthening democracy. You inform, you question, you hold us to account. You are not just observers of the electoral process, you are active participants in it. And that is why today's engagement matters. Access to accurate information at every stage of the electoral process is vital for building and sustaining public confidence. This is why the Commission is committed to working with the media openly, constructively, and consistently. In the run-up to the 2022 general election, the IEBC took proactive steps to strengthen this relationship. And Zubeda, thank you for acknowledging the joint initiatives that we put in place in the run-up to 2022 general elections. Through a memorandum of understanding, we established structured framework for collaboration. Together, we achieved significant progress. We trained nearly 400 journalists across the country on the electoral process. We set up a fully equipped media center at the National Tallying Center to serve local and international press. We held open briefs, shared real-time updates, and made our chairperson and commissioners publicly accessible. We accredited almost 6,000 journalists from 266 media houses, granting them unfettered access to all polling and tallying centers. We launched media awareness campaigns on key activities like voter registration, voter verification, and the National Election Conference. We trained the commissioners and senior management on media engagement, etiquette, and strategic use of the social media. We signed protocols, guidelines on the media's role in the election coverage, results management, and transmission, as explained by Felix Owor. It is also important to reflect on the key challenges that we faced during that period. And thank you, Zubeda, once again for reminding us the same. Ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate these successes, we must also reflect honestly on the challenges that emerge. Multiple media houses tallying presidential results independently that caused public confusion and uncertainty. That is something that, and I like what Felix said, this is something that we need to renew our energies and focus on how we can be able to handle this. So can we align better this time? Can we explore a shared broadcast signal from the central results hub? This is maybe some of the questions that lingers on our mind and we need to address. The other challenge is misinformation and disinformation that spread rapidly across platforms. Remember, one incorrect tweet can trigger panic, and therefore we urge the media to verify first, publish second. Fake news may sell, but also undermines democracy. At the Tallying Center, disruptions by a few media representatives slowed down key operations. Even under pressure, we must all uphold professionalism. Budget limitations restricted the reach of voter education campaigns, and I like what Zubeida said, that we should not compromise election on cost cutting. Actually, we should talk about cost optimization, not cost cutting. Delay and logistical challenges in accreditation create unnecessary barriers to media access. This is an area we are actively working to improve ahead of the 2027 general elections. Now, in terms of looking ahead, we are in a fast-moving media landscape. Platform evolves, audiences change. The IBC must keep pace, and we are ready to do that with you. Over the past year, the IBC has made direct efforts to rebuild relationship with media houses, to listen, to learn, and to explore new ways to collaborate. Key lessons: starting early makes all the difference. And that is why we are here today, to start early. From this very moment, we are resetting the clock and renewing our partnership in the service of our democracy. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking ahead with focus, with urgency, and with openness. We want a relationship with the media that is strong, robust, sustainable, and structured. This includes both local and international media, because democracy doesn't stop at our borders. Having observed elections in other countries and having been in election administration for many years, I have seen what works and what fails when trust is lost. And I can tell you this: when we work together with transparency, mutual respect, and shared sense of national duty, Kenyans benefit and democracy wins. I thank you. It is now my honor to invite the chairperson of the commission to come and introduce the commissioners and also give his remarks. Karibu Shama.
Thank you, CEO Marjan. Vice Chair Fahima Arafat and all commissioners present here. The IBC CEO who has just left the stage. Executive Director of LGA, Mr. Felix Odor, my good friend. President of the Editors Guild, Mr. Zubeida Kanan. I'm also aware a representative of Media Council of Kenya is present. We have the Secretary General of the Kenya Union of Journalists, KUJ, Eric Odor. IBC senior management and staff present here, and all the members of the Fourth Estate. Hamjambo. At least I can speak a bit of Swahili. But with time I will learn from the best. Allow me then, therefore, this morning to take this opportunity to introduce my commissioners, the team, the new kids on the block. maybe this being the first opportunity you have to perhaps meet them physically and see them at close range. Maybe I will do this for my also selfish reasons. I want you to know them so that it's not only my picture that is out there all the time. Sometimes we can diffuse the pressure. So please, commissioners, led by the Vice Chair, could you just come this side and then do a quick round of introduction so that we can proceed with the program. You can come to that side. So I'm doing this also so that you can hear their voices and see their faces, take enough pictures. Okay, we can start from here, please.
Thank you, Chairman. All the members present, good morning. Good morning once again. I think the chairman also wanted you to see who is the tallest. My name is Fahima Arafat, the Vice Chair IEBC, and it's a pleasure to be here with you today. Thank you.
Jamoni, jina langu ni Alutalala, babangu huitwa Mukhwana. Hivyo Alutalala Mukhwana ndio majina yangu. Asante.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. We've had breakfast. My name is Mary Karen Sorobit. I'm a commissioner. I chair the Legal, Compliance, and Political Liaison Committee. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Anne Delito, and I want to take this opportunity to thank the media for the support they gave me when I was the registrar of political parties. I'm now on this side, and I'm happy. And the partnership will continue. I am happy to manage elections. I read the committee called Electoral Operations. Thank you.
Good morning, all of us this morning. Francis Adwal, Commissioner.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My name is Hassan Nur Hassan. I'm a commissioner of this commission. I just want to remind everybody and all ourselves that we have no other country. This is our country. Let's make it stable. Let's make it peaceful. We can all do it.
Thank you. I think before they take their seats, we really need to applaud these few brave men and women who, despite all the odds, despite all the cautions and premonitions, they came out strongly in service and love of their country to serve as commissioners at the IEBC. Please, a round of applause. So, we are here, all protocols observed, we are here to learn. So don't expect some serious substance from me, because the chair and the commissioners, since we were sworn in, we are on a very steep learning curve. So we are here to listen and to learn. But more importantly, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Iebc, represented by my good friend Felix, whom I've known for some years now, for bringing us together, for facilitating this consultative forum where we have an opportunity to reflect and to have a conversation on what has worked in the past in terms of our collaboration and relationship, and what maybe did not work well, and what is it that we can do differently this time round, so that then we can get things right. So I think that's for me, those are the things that we are looking for in this forum. So I would like to thank the Editors Guild for organizing this with Iebc and IEBC, and to all the media houses who have turned up. I know you're very busy, you are looking for stories to publish by the hour, because nowadays you don't wait for 1 o'clock news and 4 o'clock news, so I'm sure you are very busy. But I thank you for sacrificing that time so that we can have this dialogue on how we can structure the relationship between the media stakeholders and Iebc as we prepare for the next general elections, but more importantly, the immediate priorities, including the upcoming by-elections. So in other words, Ms. Kanano, I'm confirming there will be by-elections soon, and there will be general elections as well as scheduled. So I would just like to restate that today's engagement with the new commission is just but one of the first series of such engagements that we will have going forward, because for us, we recognize that elections are not a one-day event. It's not that month of elections or that day of voting and announcing the results. It is a whole series of events that build up to that crescendo, that final moment. And therefore, in the electoral process, in the electoral cycle, we have many, many actors, many players, many stakeholders. And the media stakeholders are one of those central players and actors in our electoral cycle. Because we know, we cannot overemphasize the role that the media plays in terms of educating, informing, and reporting the outcomes of elections. So you are such a very important stakeholder, and for us, this partnership with the media is very, very critical. So, and we'll take it seriously. Our CEO has outlined already, and as I told you, we are learning. So we are learning about the relationship we built up to 2022, the challenges, the opportunities we had, the challenges we have faced, and therefore, as we ask ourselves, what is it that we can do differently this time? We need therefore to interrogate, to expand the horizon so that then we can get things right at this time round. So, the media, this time round, we would wish to for our media stakeholders to be involved from the word go. We don't want to wait until the last minute. We scramble, we rush to sign MOU only for results transmission. We should look at all the critical stages from voter registration, from the by-elections that we'll be having very soon, all the way to civic engagement, up to the day we must mobilize Kenyans to vote in large numbers, and up to that time when we transmit the results, and even after transmission of the results. So our new MOU, in my view, should reflect all those, not only that bit of result transmission. So as key stakeholders, let us, as professionals, let us put our heads together so that then we can identify those critical issues or processes that we must build upon and that we must include in the new MOU. Of course, Ms. Kanan was eloquently outlined some of the challenges that we are faced with. And at this time, I would say that we have the solution for all those things. What we, as the Blue Commission, what we are doing is to learn, to think, to innovate, and to take action or to implement some of those critical and good ideas that are coming. And therefore, we cannot purport to sit in our boardroom and think that we have the solutions for everything, and that's why we are reaching out to as many stakeholders as possible. We already have engaged with a number of them, including the Media Council of Kenya, the UN system, and some of our international development partners. Last week we had an engagement, a very fruitful discussion with the National Assembly leadership. In the coming days and weeks, we will be also discussing with the judiciary, because they are also key actors in the electoral cycle. We'll also be discussing with other officers. So for us, we want to expand the engagement so that we learn as much as possible what those critical things that we must do as a commission in order to get it right. Some of the issues that we need to address, the general election, I think we will hold it as per the schedule, which will be 2027 August, unless we get orders to the contrary. So we'll proceed on the basis of that. And we've just been barely 3 weeks in office, but I know our secretariats and now our commissioners responsible for election operations are working day and night to deliver on our election operations plan. So I think I need to assure you that we are working on, and very soon we will share. I think we will also be validating some of these plans. As we share them, we will be validating with your support, so that you give us your input as we finalize with the election management operations plan for our upcoming general election in 2022. By elections, we will announce the date in due course. I don't want to give you a specific date and time, but it shouldn't be more than a week or so. So we should be able to again call on the media to share that information with the public, on the calendar for the by-elections, which we believe we can finalize in the course of this year. Issues of budget and the cost of elections, again, these are issues that going forward we will be discussing as Kenyans. We will also be giving our recommendations as a commission on how to optimize the costs. Ms. Cannon raised the issues of political temperature, intolerance, hate speech, accountability, and the protection of civic space. Again, I'd like to say that as a commission, we will do our bit to have dialogue with our political parties, which I think we have scheduled a meeting with political party liaison committee, but also with the political players to discuss on how we can manage. But more importantly, the media also in this respect plays a very critical role, because it's the media that highlights some of these things. When if I'm a politician and I say something inflammatory, if the media amplifies it, then of course it goes viral. Then that's where the problem is. So we as media also should be able to look at what is it that we are reporting. Are we giving those people the platform then to sell their agenda? And is that agenda in the best interest of the country? So those are the critical questions we have to ask ourselves. So in other words, it's a shared responsibility. The commission, we can summon, we can talk, we can dialogue, we can caution, but the media too and other players also have a role to play in managing that. We've been concerned about, of course, technology and the new media and AI, which you rightly observed. Again, through this kind of dialogue, we need to find solutions to that, so that going forward, we do not have a situation where we compromise any process in our electoral cycle because we did not prepare adequately to take advantage of the opportunities that technology and AI bring to us. That includes, of course, the tools to counter misinformation, disinformation. And already, even before I assumed office, I could see some kind of fake news being spread here and there. And I think that we stand to a risk of, we stand the risks to suffer the risks and consequences of misinformation and disinformation. In matters of inclusion, of course, we have taken a commitment as a commission to ensure that everybody is included, the young people of this country, the old, women, youth, persons with living with disability, the marginalized groups in this country. So we'll be as inclusive as possible, but we're also appealing to you, the media, to help us mobilize these groups, to help us reach out to these groups wherever they are through your platforms, so that then every Kenyan is, not every Kenyan is left behind. So as I conclude, because I say today I'm not speaking much, we are here to listen and to learn and to move forward together with the media and other players in the country. I would like to assure you, members of the media, that this new commission will not tint its windows from inside. We will be as open as possible to you, to engaging with you and to engaging with Kenyans from all walks of life. But we also ask you as our media stakeholders to ensure that you, from outside our window, you wipe the dust and the dirt so that you can have a clear view of what is it that we're doing from the inside. And that with that understanding, you're able to report factually and accurately that which we are doing. If we make a mistake, of course point out the mistake so that we can correct it. But where we've not made a mistake, surely, where we've not made a mistake, surely, spare us the headlines. It could be good for your business, but maybe not good for the interest of the country. Because as one of our commissioners said, we don't have another country. Last time in Mombasa, I asked some of you, is there anybody who works in Kenya daytime and then in the evening goes to Southern Sudan? Nobody said yes. So we need to do everything, even as we look for our daily bread, but we look for the interest of the country first. So with those many remarks, I would like to thank you once again and to commit ourselves as the Iebc to working with you collaboratively in partnership so that we can deepen our democracy. Thank you very much. Now, I'm told, because I come from the culture of international organizations, but I'm told here you declare this forum's open. So I therefore declare this forum open and I look for people to discuss.
Once again, let's appreciate the chairperson. So we'll be moving to an open discussion, the plenary session, and way forward. And I want to invite Commissioner Dr. Lutalala Mkhwana, who is the chairperson of the Education, Partnerships, Communication, and Stakeholder Engagement Committee. Karibu, Commissioner.
Asante sana kakangu mwenyekiti mstahiki Erastus Edung Ethekon kwa yale ambayo umefanya hapa. Itifaki yote ikizingatiwa, mabibi na mabwana, hamjambo. Mimi nimeambiwa kwamba nije hapa ili niongoze mazungumzo, kwamba tumekutana rais mstahiki wa jukwaa la wanahariri, dadangu na mwenzi sana mamangu binti Kananu. Tangia upate uongozi huu sija kusikiza ukizungumza. Leo hii nimeona umeiva kweli. Hivyo nakupa hongera. Niruhusuni mabibi na mabwana pia niwashukuru wanahabari wote walioko hapa, kwa sababu tumeambiwa kwamba wao ndio wamekuwa ndio nembo ya kazi nzuri, na tunawashukuru. Wafanyikazi wote wenzetu tunafanya nao Iebc, asanteni kwa kutokezea. Dadangu mdogo MC, asante. Sasa nimeambiwa tuzungumze na dadangu mdogo pale, mdogo kwa miaka lakini mkubwa kwa cheo, Fahima Arafat Abdallah amenikumbusha kwamba niwajulishe wenzetu hapa kulingana na zile kazi walizonazo, kwa sababu mara nyingi tumeambiwa kwamba tume imekuwa na shughuli fiche, kwamba haijulikani yafanya kazi gani, kwamba tukiingia huko tunajificha. Lakini nataka tuambie kwamba mwenyekiti tuliye naye, historia yake ni historia ya mambo ya ukomavu na mambo mangavu. Unajua amefanya kazi kule nje, sivyo? Ndugu mwenyekiti Erastus amefanya kazi ng'ambo miaka yake mingi tangia ujana. Na wale wa ng'ambo wajua wanapenda mambo yao yawe transparent, sio? Wacha nitumie neno transparent. Yawe ni mambo yenye uangavu. Na kwa hivyo yeye amekuja na tukaelewana vile tutakapofanya kazi. Na niruhusu nieleze namna ambavyo tumeelewana kufanya kazi, ili ninyi mkipeperusha habari ziwe ni habari zinazoeleza injili ya uangavu wa Iebc mpya. Tumeelewa kwamba mwenyekiti atakuwa ni balozi asiye na mipaka, roving ambassador. Yeye atatembea, tumemwachilia huru atafute wale wa Kenya wazalendo ambao wako na nia njema ili aendeze injili nzuri ya Iebc. Lakini sisi tumebaki pale tunachapa kazi. Na tuko na kamati. Kamati ya kwanza ni ile ambayo inahusika na ununuzi wa bidhaa za Iebc. Hapo mmesikia mara nyingi kwamba hapo kuna mambo mengi, sio? Manake finance, supply chain, ordinarily known as the procurement. Hiyo tumesema ikae karibu na mwenyekiti, lakini mwenyekiti asiye mwenye kufanya. Tumempa dada yetu huyu Fahima Arafat Abdallah. Yeye ndiye mwenyekiti anayehusika na mambo yote ya ununuzi katika tume hii. Tukasema kwamba mambo ya uchaguzi na matumizi ya fedha. Haya, asante. Asante, naona umeanza kubobea. Tukaamua kwamba masuala ya uchaguzi, elections operations, yanahitaji kijungu kuu, yule ambaye kaona mengi kwa ajili ya miaka yake na kazi yake. Tukasema elections operations tutampa dadetu Nderitu. Kwa hivyo elections operation mambo yote yanahusika na uchaguzi ambaye anasimamia dadetu Nderitu. Tukasema kwamba masuala ya sheria yanahitaji aliye msomi wa sheria wa miaka mingi. Tukawa tumefaulu kuwa na wakili ambaye ametia kazi hiyo miaka 30 na tukampa dadetu Karen Sorobit. That is the legal compliance. tukasema kwamba mambo ya kuangalia namna gani kazi inafanywa, mchapakazi, mtu kazi, kazi inafanywa namna gani kule ndani, maanake Human Resources Committee. Tukampa yule ambaye wakati tulikuwa katika kule kusazwa kule vetting, aliulizwa aliulizwa na wabunge kama mlifuatilia, hebu tueleze, mbona wewe ni mkwasi kiasi hiki? Why are you so wealthy? Walimuuliza, akasema fanyeni kazi miaka 45. So ambaye amefanya kazi ya kuhusika na watu, a legend in administration. Kafanya kazi na Baba Moi, kafanya kazi na Mheshimiwa Kibaki, amefanya na Mheshimiwa Uhuru kama kazi. Kakangu mkubwa Sheikh Hassan Nur Hassan, yeye anasimamia human resource. Naye tukawa na gwiji ambaye kazi yake anazungumzia mambo ya mipaka tu. Kazi ya mipaka, boundaries and delimitation, na pia ICT, maana sisi wote ambao tumekaribia kuwa na kipawa na mlikuwa na ujuzi kidogo kwa mambo ya ICT, tukampa Professor Francis Adwood Jaseme. Asante, maana katoka Seme. Wajaliwa wanasema Jaseme. Jasiaya, kwa hivyo ni Jaseme. Haya, dadangu, kuna yule nimesahau? Mimi mwenyewe. Haya, mimi wakasema kwamba wameniona nikizungumza na binti Kanado miaka mingi, nikizungumza na siasa za kanda, Paul na Biswa, Wanyama Chebusiri, BBC, Dan, wote wakasema mimi Chiriku nipewe kazi. Nipewe kazi ambayo inahusikana, tuendelee kukutana. Sasa niko nyumbani. So I have the pleasure and honor to be given the position which deals with voter education, partnership, stakeholder engagement and communication. That is what I hold. Sasa hayo ndio nimeambiwa na naibu mwenyekiti niseme, kwa hivyo naomba msamaha kama nimechukua muda mrefu, but it was important, ladies and gentlemen, so that when you go out there as newsmen, please understand that IEBC is being run professionally. And as the chairman said, we are going to be open. Sisi tumeelewana kwamba hatutakuwa na siri. Siri tutakayokuwa nayo ni siri yetu binafsi kimwili, kwa sababu lazima tukijitokeza hapa tu tumevaa nguo. Lakini masuala yote katika IEBC mje muulize. Na ukisikia neno kuhusu IEBC tutakuomba kabla hujachapisha, nipigie simu mimi kama ambaye kwa charge ya communication. Niulize, usimsumbue mwenyekiti, maana huyu mwenyekiti kila wakati ikiwa kila kinachokuja mweka pale, kuna ile inaitwa misquoting. Sio? Lakini ambaye ni spokesperson wa commission ni chairperson. Hilo lieleweke, maana sitaki mlete fitna, mseme kwamba nitalala sasa najifanya yeye ndiye spokesperson. Mimi si spokesperson. Spokesperson ni mwenyekiti, na mambo ya administration yote ni CEO Hussein Majabu Hussein. Huyu naye tulizaliwa tukakaa naye Makina kule Kibera, lakini mkubwa siku hizi haonekani. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to agree that we have one country and the commission is one. Let's give it support. I invite a conversation on what you have talked here. I've not been given any specific order, so I will invite those who are willing to share their thoughts. See what tutakapokwenda. Na pia sijaambiwa ni muda gani tumepewa, how long, because wajua sisi tutokako tukianza kuzungumza tutazungumza mpaka huku. Nasikia maagizo toka huku, maagizo toka kule. How long? 30 minutes. Bas, please put a timer. Fika 30 tutafunga twende kazi. Haya, mabibi na mabwana, jisikie uhuru kuzungumza. Kipaza sauti kipewe. Dan.
Asante sana. Cha mkufunzi mwanafunzi ha na akili huu. Cha mwanafunzi mkufunzi ha huu na akili ha. Wale wasioelewa sio Kichina, ni Kiswahili. Zaidi hapo Kiswahili changu cha hivi kimeisha. Thank you very much. I'd just like to, in the spirit of saying that we should be very clear and concise in terms of our communication and our coverage, Mr. Chairman, it would be good for you to clarify when you said unless we'll have elections in 2027 unless you get contrary orders. This is Kenya. Would not like it to be assumed that these are orders from above, as we know usually. Whether it's orders from the court, I think just for the record it would be very important that you clarify which orders those are. Then it would be good to hear your thoughts on, you know, the Electoral Act speaks about campaigns and when they are meant to be held. Right now we are, you know, there's on social media there's something really I want to see wajinga bwana. And we are seeing campaigns, but they are being given all sorts of names. So where does Iebc come in and how does it address this? Because I think anybody who will tell you we are not having campaigns would be trying to mislead us. So I'd be happy to hear your thoughts on the same. Yes, thank you.
Sijui mwatakaje, mwenyekiti atakuwa kijibu kila ama
I think it is.
Tuelewane hivi. For the sake of neatness, the newsmen are advising, we take at least from 3, then the chairman can come up here and address. Kwa sababu ni muhimu aonekane akitangaza haya, sio? Haya, next person please.
Hamjambo, mimi ni Paul Nabiswa. Nitazungumza Kiswahili. Ndugu Felix, asante na natumai energy minister utamuita waziri wa nguvu. Kwa hivyo mimi ni mwanafunzi wa historia na nina ushauri katika hii tume kwamba wizi wa kura ulianza mwaka 1974 na hadi wakati huu, wakati ambapo kulikuwa na uchaguzi ambao ulikubaliwa na Wakenya wote ni mwaka 2002 na kura ya maamuzi ya mwaka 2005. Referendum ni kura ya maamuzi, opinion poll ni kura ya maoni. Kwa hivyo hiyo tume ilipongezwa na kila mtu wakati huo. Baada ya hapo kumekuwa na habari za wizi wa kura kutoka wakati huo hadi wakati huu. Sasa Binderutu ndiye anasimamia hiyo idara. Nafikiria una kazi kubwa sana kuhakikisha kwamba tume hii wakati huu inaaminika na Wakenya kwa sababu imepewa dhamana kubwa na hii ridhaa haitakiwi kuvurugwa kutokana na uchaguzi ambao pengine hautafanywa kwa njia iliyo huru. Mwisho, nyinyi mmeingia juzi na mmeulizwa maswali mengi. Moja ya swali ambalo liliulizwa ni kwamba baadhi yenu mlikuwa na uhusika na wakuu mbalimbali wa pande tofauti za siasa. Mtafanyaje kusafisha jina lenu? Maana sasa hawa ni wahariri, mlikuwa mnazungumza na watu wadogo kidogo kwa mamlaka na vyeo, lakini sasa hawa ndio wenyewe. Sasa sijui kama mtarudia pia kutueleza kwamba nyinyi mtakuwa huru kutoka wakati huu na tutaanza katika uchaguzi mdogo ambao karibu unafanyika hadi wakati huo. Kwa hiyo naomba nisiseme sana, maanake sana ikizidi sana huwa ni makosa sana.
Asante kaka Nabiswa. Tuchukue mwanadada huku, naona ameamua pia azungumze. Kisha baada ya hilo nafikiri kaka mwenyekiti itakuwa sasa zamu yako kuja kuyajibu yale. Baada ya hapo mwenyekiti, baada ya hapo After that one, after that one, then you can come. That will be the third one. Sorry about that.
Good morning, everyone. So I see everyone is concentrating on the elections. My name, first of all, is Winfrey Owino. I am a reporter at KTN. So my question will be on boundaries delimitation. It is overdue, and it seems like we're in a constitutional crisis. And when you look at it, to do the boundaries delimitation, it involves population. And as it stands, there is a section of the country whose census was nullified by a high court ruling. So, as a commission, where do we stand? Are we going to, is it possible for us to do the boundaries delimitation before 2027? Because I've spoken to people who've been in the commission before and they say it's a bit impossible. So I think it is, since you've actually made it very clear that you want to be an open commission, please be open with us on this. Is it possible to do the boundaries delimitation before 2027? Thank you.
Asante. Aya, mpewe dada alafu tumalizie hapo tuje tumpe mwenyekiti nafasi. Asante.
Good morning once again. My name is Agnes Mongangi. I work for KBC. Thank you for all the presentations that were made. I would like to ask, the question is on the ghost polling stations that are now in the public domain.
Sorry, what did you call them?
Ghost. Okay.
As in Mizuka?
Non-existent. Okay, I guess you just, okay, let me explain. The polling stations that are in primary schools that do not exist. We have had incidences where we have had votes coming from polling stations that were in primary schools that do not exist. What do you plan to do about them in as far as cleaning up the polling stations and giving us authentic polling stations from where we will get authentic votes? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think, yes, we have a task. Kwamba kuna wapigaji kura na kuna vituo vya kura ambayo ni mizuka. Haya, kaka mwenyekiti, karibu sana.
Okay, thank you. To be fair, I didn't expect that we are coming here to ask all these questions. My expectation that you are coming here to educate us, and even out of the concerns you have shared, you highlight them so that as the new commission, we work on those. So we can do fact-finding, fact-checking, so that we know. For example, if I may start with the issue of ghost polling stations. I personally am not aware of them, but if they exist, I am sure the election operations team, we will work on finding out where were these fake or ghost polling stations. But what I want to promise you is that there will be no ghost polling stations at all. We will share all the information on our polling stations, because I do know polling stations are gazetted. They are gazetted, and as a responsible Kenyan, you can check the Kenyan Gazette, and you can send your people out there, media, you can check. Counter-check the number of the polling station, the location. You can even map it using GPS. So I don't think, and you can check whether there are actual people voting there or not. So again, let us work on those. But I appreciate you raising that concern. If it existed, I promise you it shall not exist, but I don't think they existed. Perceptions. On boundary delimitation, this is an issue that is on our table, and as we've rightly explained to you how we work, we have various committees that started. We are barely 3 weeks, so I don't expect you to expect a lot from us. Because we are also putting our house in order. We are getting updates on each of the sectors that we are working on, including boundary review. We are headed by Professor Adol. So there's that committee. We are consulting with various stakeholders, and once we have the answers, we should again share with you, with the media. So we'll address that issue once but of course we'll consider issues of the legality of it, vis-a-vis the constitutional timelines, but also the practicality. There can be the legality, but also the practicality. So as a country, we will reason together and see what solutions do we have in that regard. Then, of course, somebody raised the issue of our impartiality, neutrality, and all that in the light of the fact that some of us were linked to so-and-so here and there. Ladies and gentlemen, and respectfully so, I don't know, sometimes when I reflect, when I look at my country, with the privileges we have in terms of, the freedom of information, freedom of speech, all the tools we have, the vibrancy in the social media, in our mainstream media, which is extremely one of the best in the continent. I think sometimes, in as much as we do good for ourselves and for our country, but there's also that element of spinning things and building some perceptions and narratives around almost everything, including some of these important national institutions and processes. So for me, speaking for myself and my commissioners who went through such a rigorous process, it can't be better than that. From the moment of shortlisting, the interviewing, the vetting, everything was out there. Kenyans were asked to submit memorandum to dig out whatever dirt that is there and bring it on to the public domain. And we went through all that successfully. So I think, and of course we were also taken to court, and luckily the court also settled that matter. So, and pronounced itself on the issues that were raised authoritatively. Parliament also did the same. So I don't know what more we can do as human beings to shed off that tag that a section of us Kenyans are trying to pin on us. So maybe some of you can help us. We signed up to do a job for Kenyans. Our elections are highly regulated by law. Every step, we have a vibrant media to check. When we've said, check every step. That's the best way we can do. So, for me, I look at it as an issue of perception that has no factual basis. So, and I don't want to revisit the facts. But to ask the country to give us an opportunity, to give us a chance, so that we can work, we can build that trust together and confidence in our electoral system, so that then we do that which we must do by law. So the issues of perception there that I think have been settled already. Stealing votes again, I don't know whether it's factual or non-factual, but I think our elections, as I've said, are highly regulated. We go through election process, people vote, we count the votes, we tally them and announce. And if there are any challenges that any candidates have, or including the stealing of the votes, we also have recourse to our courts who counter-check and verify and give us their verdicts. But what I do know, even the previous election, most, if not all, elections were, we saw, we are all Kenyans, we were there to see the results. So going for 2027, I personally don't think there'll be stealing of votes. It's almost an impossibility. But if there are loopholes, please bring those point out to us so that we can seal the loopholes if there are any. So we are open to that. Because we need to perfect our electoral system, our electoral processes, so that then we deliver nothing but the best. Because as Iebc, we deal with numbers, not perceptions, not feelings. We deal with the actual numbers. People who turn up, they cast their vote, is counted, is recorded, and it's announced. In regard to what I mentioned, please don't misquote me on orders. We don't take any orders that are not lawful, that are not legal. We are an independent commission, and our independence is guaranteed by the Constitution and Article 249. The orders I was referring to, the litigious nature of Kenyans. This is an issue that is alive out there. I don't know, it might end up in court. And if it is litigated and the court decides, instead of what we think is the election date in 2027, if they decide it's next week, so it should be next week. If they decide next year, as some people are proposing. So as long as we receive a lawful court order from our independent judiciary, then we will proceed with the data as we properly understand it. I believe I've answered most of those questions. Okay? So, and also I'd like to appeal to, because we brought the media stakeholders here so that we can bring ideas that will build towards us having a proper MOU to address even some of the issues you have raised, including the issues of transparency, electoral processes, just ensuring that we seal any loopholes if there are any. So I don't think this is like a media press conference between me and the media. So get the much news you have gotten for today, but let us work on the objectives of this consultative forum. Thank you.
Asante sana kaka mwenyekiti, ambavyo anavyosema ni kwamba anataka maoni ya kutusaidia sisi sote. Si mahojiano. Maana mahojiano yatakuja pia. Naambiwa kuna maswali mengine huku. Lakini mwenyekiti ameelekeza kwamba anataka maoni. Anataka tusaidiane. Wala si swali. Kabla tujakuja hapo, tutaanzia huko, lakini kaka mmoja hapa, swala la sifa mbaya, kwa sababu sisi tuliambiwa kwamba tumeletwa na wengine. Sifa yako ikishaharibika kakangu, ninyi ndio image makers, tufanyeje? Kule unakotoka wewe kuna watu wako ambao usiku ikifika wanavua nguo wanapiga kelele kule kwa milango ya watu. Wanaitwa mundu mlosi. Ukishaitwa mundu mlosi na wewe sio mundu mlosi, utafanyaje ndipo jina lako liwe safi? Ndio chama anauliza, mtusaidie sisi. Maana aliyosemwa dhidi yetu mahakama ishaamua kwamba sisi tulikuwa wala hatuna dosari. Sasa sisi tutachapa kazi na ninyi wanahabari mtusaidie katika kusema ukweli ili zile dhana zituondokee. Tufanyie kazi taifa. Asante. Hai, pande ule.
I am Wema Toyo from Ghetto Radio. Okay, the chair said that we need to give our own opinions, whatever, to help the commission. So, because I come from Ghetto Radio, one of the things I could say is that the youth from the ghettos really want to engage with you guys. If you could have a one-on-one with them, the youth from Mathare, Kibra, Korogosho, they would really love to have a conversation with you guys. But I had a question. I had a question, and it's just regards to the commission. The commission has been experiencing a lot of controversy the last elections, where a number of commissioners was just away. So I'm just wondering, as commissioners and the new team, are you fearing that you might also be just away? Yeah, and how are you gonna deal with that moving forward, so that you may not be just away like others, your former colleagues?
Asante. Kaka Chebusiri.
My name is Wanyama Chebusiri. I'm a media trainer and also an ex-BBC reporter. I'll begin with advice. the advice I'm giving to the commission is that it has to be media literate. You have to understand how the media operates. How's your? Because that's where the big problem is. That today, the commissioners must be taken through to understand that media, just like medicine, just like engineering, it has its own way of operating. I can assure you, Chairman, that there is a headline here. Sinimonge, there's a headline here, and so that you develop a thick skin to some of these issues. Yes, media literacy. Because what you may, media ideally is never about pleasing individuals or maliciously trying to go out there to spoil the name. So media literacy is very much key. So that if you understand that why the media does what it do, it's professionalism. Because the media doesn't operate in opaque, we operate under laws. So ukielewa jinsi vyombo vya habari vinavyotekeleza wajibu wake wa kitaaluma, basi utakubali. The second thing is ni advice pia na ushauri kwa commission kwamba msiache masuala mengine, basi msiache akaenda tu, mtakikana basi mchukue nafasi kuhakikisha kwamba mnayashughulikia. Kwa mfano, there have been several claims from politicians saying, sikiza, kama kura zitatoshea na zitatoshea, wish tutajaza. As a commission, when you keep quiet, then ideally as a senior editor, you are telling me that there is, are you complacent? Are you part of it? So what's the advice? That you must develop media skills on how you react to that. Because if you don't react, kazi yetu, utakujazia tu. Yeah, because you can imagine Kenyans ask us, remember we are the fourth estate. We look upon the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. That's our job. Then lastly, about the issue of fake papers. Fake papers. In the recent past, we've had fellas who didn't go beyond Form 2. They are right now PhD holders. I mean, if you don't address such issues in time, it becomes a big issue. And when the media try now to expose them, I mean, please. But media literacy is key. You will be taught about how to handle interviews. So that today, media wakati wanakupata sema, sina maoni. No. So media literacy. Thank you so much.
Asante sana.
Thank you once again for hosting this forum. Openda, Vice President, Editors Guild. And nijaribu Kiswahili kidogo. Wahenga wanasema mgeni siku ya kwanza mkaribishe na wali na kuku. Tumwakaribisha na wali na kuku. Tuanze kuhesabu masiku, siku ya tatu tutawapa jembe mkalime. Kwa hivyo mwe tayari. But for me it's an advice. Don't over-focus rather, if there's such a word, on legacy media. The group that you are targeting to vote in 2027, I can for certain tell you, they don't even read our newspapers. They don't. They don't watch our news on TV. They don't listen to our radio stations. They're on TikTok. They're on X. Wazee kidogo weko hapo Facebook. There are so many platforms that you can reach them. Go out there. In fact, Chairman, from here, your Twitter handle, you will be followed. Because we want to, you are the spokesperson of the commission. And love him or hate him, Trump has known how to use his platform. Make use of social media. Thank you. You and all the commissioners.
Asante. Maoni pia. Maoni. Asante kaka, endelea.
Asante kaka. My name is Martin Mutua, a member of the Editors Guild and a veteran journalist. My advice to the commission is there is need, you know, elections in Kenya are taken like a matter of life and death. And that's why every other time you hear there's all sorts of tensions and people tend to kill one another. But at the center of that killing or whatever, it is the Iebc that is in between. My advice is, you have come in now. I don't envy you because at the time that you've come in, you have so little time, under 2 years, and you have a whole lot of things to do. 23 pending by-elections. You have to do boundary delimitations. You have not even heard about issues of civic education, which you need to carry out throughout the country. My advice is there's a lot of tension, and the country is looking up to you. You need to inspire confidence that Iebc, the new Iebc, will deliver a credible, credible election that will be trusted by close to over 90% of Kenyans. That is, at the moment, is lacking. Why? Because you've seen all sorts of statements flying all over the place. And when Iebc does not come in to inspire confidence that all these things are hogwash, then people tend to think that whatever those people are saying is what is going to carry the day. But Iebc has to inspire confidence and ensure that Kenyans get a credible election. And my question now is, with this time limit, I know you say that this week, in the course of this week, that is going to be, you're going to give your calendar of events. From your website, I read that at times the writs that had been issued earlier had expired. I don't know whether new writs have already been issued now. Have they been issued? If not, why are the speakers waiting for that? And secondly, within the 2 years, can you candidly tell Kenyans that you'll be able to carry out all these processes that are on your table and be able to deliver a credible election come 2027? Thank you.
Asante sana, maoni na swali umeuliza. Napenda timekeeper wetu atukumbushe tuko sawa. Asante. Haya, kaka kule pembeni zungumza. Na kama mwenyekiti alivyopendekeza, tafadhali maoni, tunataka maoni, tunataka tusaidiwe ni vipi tutabadilisha mambo. Asante.
Good morning. My name is Emeka Madaka from Iebc. Chairman amesema tusimuulize maswali, tumshauri.
True.
Now, what I wanted to say, Chairman, is that of all the Chapter 15 commissions, the Independent Election Commission is the most consequential of them. Most consequential in the sense that the decisions you make have a very strong bearing on the stability of our country. And there is a perception thing to do with that. The way you conduct elections, the way you conduct yourself, has a very strong bearing on the stability of our country. Stick to your mandate, that is the advice. But then I will also ask a question. It's very difficult not to ask a question. In very practical sense, because honesty is also a bit of this. Honesty is very important in this conversation. Is it going to be practical for you to eliminate boundaries within the timelines that you have? Thank you.
Asante sana, mwenyekiti amelishika hilo. Maswali ni watatu tu wameuliza maswali, so there are only 3 questions so far. The chairman is handling, but if we can clear to be better so that then the chairman just handles all and we can close, we wrap it up. So, endelea dada.
Good morning. Naitwa Purity Karini from Ghetto FM, not Ghetto. Ghetto, that means ours. It's a local radio, but it's near in Nairobi. Chenye ningetaka kusema kwa Iebc. I think it's ni wakati mzuri kufikia watu mashinani. Najua inaweza kuwa tunafunza watu, maybe kuna wenye wanaelewa English, Swahili, but sasa kuna yule hapo nyumbani, maybe mama yule mwenye anafaa kupiga kura na ajui nini inafanyika kwa Iebc. So kama unaweza fikia watu mashinani, muongeleshe na the language we can understand better. Itakuwa ya usaidizi mwingi. Thank you.
Asante. Umesema ghetto radio na ukasema si ghetto.
Ghetto sio ghetto radio.
Haya, asante. Haya, nani mwingine anayefuatia? Haya, endelea kaka.
Yes, we have had in the recent past, yes? Oh yes, I'm Domo Gachane. I work with the Standard newspaper. The Bold, I believe you know it's Bold. Yes, in the recent past we have had remarks by some of you saying that there is no rule that allows Kenyans to recall their MPs. And we have a few of the petitioners seeking to recall among the representatives, Nairobi Women Representative Esther Pasaris, Tharaka Senator Mwenda Akataya, then there is National Assembly Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wa, and Meru North MP Rahim Dawood. And one of the petitioners who has gone to court says that the issues raised are not idle or speculative. So when you say that there is no law that talks about recalling the MPs, what do you recommend? And on top of that, there are also news that you are recommending some of the electoral rules to be changed. Probably you can also highlight some of the issues that you want amended, and if that is not going to be possible, whether you are going to assure credible and transparent elections in 2027. Asante.
Asante. If I hear you, and for the sake of clarity, Bwana Chairman, you are asking what does the Commission recommend now that we have said there is a slight problem with the current legislation, correct? And number two, what are the proposed legal reforms? Thank you. Hi.
All right, for me, my name is Rosalia Omungo, CEO of Kenya Editors Guild, and I'll give 2 pieces of advice. The first one is in relation to who you are. You're a person of interest. The Iebc is a person of interest in this country, and we all know what befalls people of interest. They're always being manipulated. Their accounts are always being manipulated. Therefore, in order to stay ahead of fake news, especially in this era of generative AI, you must stay ahead of fake news by giving timely information and being ahead of the purveyors of fake news. Number two, about reaching out to various members of the public, the youth, the people who live in the alternative settlements. I think it would be good to have a whole strategy in that. And speaking as the CEO of Kenya Editors Guild, we have a whole programmatic area called Taking the Media to the People. I think that is one of the strategies that you would want to consider perhaps, so that you get your messages out to the town halls and meet the people and hear what the people on the ground have to say. Thank you.
Asante sana CEO. Nimekumbusha kwamba tumesalia chini ya dakika 5. Kwa hivyo nitaruhusu kama swali ni moja. Maoni moja kwa heshima kubwa, kisha turuhusu mwenyekiti ajibu. And while you are reaching there, I've just reminded Chairman Sir that the question on early campaigns, I think it was raised by Paul, if I'm not mistaken, the question on early campaigns. What are we doing about it? If you could also capture that. Thanks. Please proceed.
Habari ya asubuhi. Jina langu ni Elizabeth Mutu, unafanya na runinga ya TV 47. Maoni yangu Chegusiri alishatoa na ushauri wetu kwenu. Lakini lipo swala la kutumia kitambulisho kupiga kura. Na wengi wa vijana utafahamu hawana ile kadi ya kupiga kura. Nyinyi kama commission na tume ya uchaguzi na uratibu wa mipaka, ni jambo ambalo mnazingatia. Swala la pili ni
just clarify whether we are using ID or voters card. Is that the question?
Endapo ni pendekezo mngependa kuzingatia tukielekea katika uchaguzi mkuu,
kwamba tutumie
kitambulisho badala ya kadi ya kupiga kura.
Ingalipo? Kadi ya kura ingalipo?
Ninajua, ila ninauliza endapo ni kitu ambacho mngependa kuangazia. Swali la pili, sajili wa wapiga kura. ni jambo ambalo kila wakati tukiingia katika uchaguzi utapata inaendelea kuibua maswali, na wakati huu kuna pendekezo kutoka kwa baadhi ya wanasiasa ikuwe overhaul yote kabisa, tuhakikishe kwanza tunaanza upya, na wakati ambapo mnaisafisha katika uchaguzi ambao tunaelekea, kuna uwezekano wa by elections kukuwa mmesafisha ile sajili ya wapiga kura.
Asante. Nafikiri tukome hapo. Niwashukuru sana. So again, for clarity, Chairman Sir, use of ID or voters card, and then the cleanup of the register. There are recommendations that we clean up the register. Is that feasible between now and the by-election time or the election time? Did I get it right? Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's give the chairman the opportunity to respond to those few questions.
Asanteni sana kwa haya mawaidha mazuri. So I'm very pleased. Tunasema tulikuja hapa ndio tupate fursa ya kujifunza na tumejifunza mengi from those experienced people. So I think my team is noting some of the good things that have come out from this plenary, including the advice on us diversifying, not only using what you call legacy or mainstream media, but also reaching out to the young people through new media, the TikTok and the likes. So I think my team has taken note of that, but it's also part of our engagement here. I believe, Ms. Kananu, that's what brings us here. So that then in our new collaborative partnership framework, we identify this new media as part of the areas where we can work. Then talking about also kufikia watu wa mashinani kwa lugha ambayo wanaelewa. I think this over the last maybe 10 years or so, 20, we've had the growth of media in Kenya has been tremendous, which is really good for our country. I know in many places you have vernacular radio stations in almost every county. So these vernacular radio stations speak the language that the people understand. And in our, as we roll out civic education, voter education, if resources permit, we will work with you again to ensure that no media is left behind. Whether it's new media or whether it's radio stations at our local villages or localities, and mainstream media, that we work together, because these are the platforms that will help us inform the public on all the processes that we are doing. So very important. I think we will build a strategy around that. How can we then have a robust media strategy, media and communication strategy, so that we achieve our objectives in that regard. So I believe I've responded to some of those on how do we then engage with the media, both new and old and local media. Allow me therefore to address some of the issues that are current on in the public domain. The issue of timelines for the by-elections. As I've stated before, we will be announcing the schedule for the date and the schedule for the by-elections once our operations committee gives us all the information. Then we will communicate to the public, giving details on how we are going to conduct the by-elections. So just be patient. We will address you, or we'll share the information with you on the timelines. Issues of practicality of carrying out, now that we have almost less than 2 years to the general election, as you You know, there are some things that were outside our control for all of us. The late reconstitution of the Iebc. But that having been done, we are working around the clock to ensure that we meet the timelines to execute all these activities. So we will do our best as people who have been charged with that responsibility to deliver within those 2 years, because there's no choice. We have to have an election. Is that an option? It's not. And somebody said it is actually, the IEBC is the most consequential commission, because for the simple reason that it is us who facilitate the exercise by Kenyan citizens of their sovereignty, and their sovereignty to form a government of their choice, using their votes. So we must be alive to that, and it is critical for the stability of this country that we work around the clock to ensure that we deliver peaceful, free, fair, transparent, and credible elections. So that one we don't have a choice as a commission, but also as a country. And that's why we're asking for your support, even as you demand of us to engage with you and to reach out to every corner. Bear in mind also we have a workload we have to deal with. And so, based on that understanding, we can work together smoothly as we move forward. On the laws of on recall, we have Article 104, which says the citizens have a right to recall their elected representatives, particularly members of parliament and the members of county assemblies. I think last week we issued a statement to just put our position on our interpretation of the law. Article 104, the way we understand it, is not self-executing, as some would argue. But you know, as lawyers, our role is to interpret the law, and sometimes our interpretation might not favor certain sections. That's why the courts are there to guide, because they are the interpreters of the Constitution, they are the custodians of the Constitution. And I'm glad this, I understand this matter has gone to court. We've also been served as a party, and I believe the matter will take its normal course, and depending on the outcome, we will act accordingly. So I don't want to preempt what the courts will do. But as of now, as a commission, we felt that the legal framework was not sufficient, especially for the recall of members of parliament. But for the MCS, I think the commission will have developed guidelines on how you can exercise that right in terms of collection of signatures, the timelines, the costs, and stuff like that. So until we get the outcome from the petition that has been filed, I think I shouldn't comment any further on that particular issue, but we will stand guided in due course. What other issues? Early campaigns. The usual practice will be in this country. There is a time frame where now IEBC gazettes the election dates, then you do clearance of the candidates who have been fronted by their political parties to contest, and then within that window we allow campaigns for that period, and then we go to the general election. But be that as it may, you know, in Kenya, almost every day, every hour, feels like it's an election campaign. So, and what IEBC can do is basically, I don't know, because even definition of what campaign, early campaign is another murky affair. Because somebody can go to church, to Sunday school, and talk to the young kids, and then say a few things about himself. Is that early campaign? Somebody can attend a funeral of a relative, and there are these people, group of, they are stakeholders, yeah? They are called aspirants. The moment members of parliament are elected, they go to parliament, others are busy campaigning or talking to people as aspirants. So, I mean, that's an issue that is, now that it's in public domain. I think the High Courts, they issued a judgment a few weeks ago on the issue of early campaigning. And they directed that the Attorney General drafts a law on early campaigning. We have not yet seen the draft bill, but we'll be meeting with the Attorney General's Office, Department of Justice and Legal Affairs to discuss this matter of early campaigning, so that then we seek clarity on what amounts to early campaigning, what are the parameters within which we should set the periods for campaign. First of all, to understand what is early campaigning, and then define the parameters within which, if there is such a phenomenon, within which it can operate. So it's in my view, it is an area of concern, but since the courts have pronounced themselves and we've been called upon to enact a legal framework to govern that, then it's a matter that we should keep in mind as we go forward. The last one is on use of IDs. The much I understand, some years back when I was a young presiding officer, the voters would come with some card. I think I was also a registration officer, and we used to give people cards, and we were registering people manually. But since then, I'm reliably informed that we use something called BVR, right? Biometric voter registration and identification. And therefore, you don't need, the only thing is why you need your ID is you show, so that then we can compare with what is in the database. So technically speaking, I don't think there are two parallel programs, where now you have an ID for, as a voter, physical ID, and then another one, the national ID. I think once you come with your national ID, we do your biometrics, we register you, your picture, everything, and then you just show up with your ID the day for identification purposes, and then you vote. So I don't know whether the current system is marginalizing anybody. My assumption is that any eligible Kenyan, that means an adult who has an ID and who has not committed an election offense, is captured in our BVR, in our registration system, and they are eligible to vote. And that's what I think the law says. So, so I hope that clarifies. There are all these pronouncements out there, but I think the correct position is that we have a digital platform for registering citizens, and you can verify. I think we have a link where you can check. The issue of town halls, we intend to have a number of them, depending on what resources allow, but it's something that we are also prioritizing in terms of engaging na citizens kule mashinani. So when we roll out that, we will also invite media and of course local media. It's a current topic that requires to be addressed. We have a conversation so that we also prepare. We give you something that is factual, that is truthful, that is not subject to being misquoted or otherwise. So that's why I've asked the Commission that we have no choice but to keep engaging, even if it's on a quarterly basis, whatever time frame we agree, so that then we come round table, we talk to Kenyans, not the media. We talk to Kenyans through you, members of the media. And as you've seen with the new commission, Commissioner Lutalala is an accomplished lawyer. He might not have studied journalism and all that, what you've studied, but because he's passionate in media, we ask that he disregards the legal. We will handle that, but he should focus more on our media engagement, communications, and building partnerships with you. So that shows you the level of importance we attach to our work with the media. So I hope in him you will find a good friend, treat him as one of your own, think with him, and through him he can infuse all those ideas to the commission so that then we can work seamlessly. I thank you.
Asante sana kaka mwenyekiti. Wapendwa, nafikiri hapo tulipofika ndipo tutie kikomo. Tunataka tuwashukuru sana, lakini hilo jukumu limepewa naibu mwenyekiti, na namuomba naibu mwenyekiti aje mbele, Fahima Arafat Abdallah, aweze kuwa mwenye kutoa shukrani za mwisho, kisha tutaingia nafasi ya kuchukua picha ili aweze kukumbukwa. Sivyo? Asanteni.
Asante, Commissioner. And Chairman, my Chairman and the Chairman of all the 50 million Kenyans. Ndio? Ningeomba kwa ruhusa yako. Quickly watu wa media. Ningependa leo nipate picture hapa, but I realized the other time singeonekana. I don't know when I will have these things. Please come, and I know you can adjust them so that I can stand here with Iebc. Where are they? Nobody is coming. I can do it myself. Yes, please, please, please. I don't want to step. I will fall down. I want these things. Is this stable? Are you sure, CEO? No, I didn't say remove them. I said adjust them. Yes. Somebody come and help me, please. You know you don't choose to be tall or short. And don't forget I asked permission from my chair. Yes, can you see me? Wait, kijana bwana, let hizi vitu. Hii hustle yote is just to have this here so that you can see me. Chairman, thank you for the permission. Asanteni sana. No, you never know when I will have these things next. Sinamna hiyo? Haya. All protocols observed. Allow me to refer you to ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Iebc, it is my distinct honor and privilege to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all who made today's consultative roundtable between Iebc and Kenya media organizations a success. A special thank you to our partners, UKA and Elgia, led by the CEO, Mr. Felix, for your invaluable support, and to our friends from the Kenya Union of Journalists, the Kenya Editors Guild, and all media representatives for your active participation and commitment to credible elections. We appreciate our Iebc chairperson, Mr. Erastus, all my colleagues, the commissioners, the secretariat led by the CEO, and our guest speakers, Madam President and the representative of the Secretary General, for your insightful contributions, questions, and all the ideas that you have shared with us here today. My gratitude also goes to the communications team and our MC for seamlessly coordinating today's program. Most importantly, Thank you to all participants for your time, your ideas, and your dedication to strengthening democracy in Kenya. If you have realized all the issues, all the questions, all the concerns were just to see how we can have credible election, and that is democracy. Lastly, but not the least, as we move forward, let us carry the spirit of partnership that has been nurtured today here, a partnership anchored in mutual trust, accurate information, please underline, and the shared vision of strengthening Kenya's democracy. Asanteni sana, and you can see how happy I am to be artificially tall. God bless you all.
Asante sana naibu mwenyekiti. Sasa niwaombe subira kidogo, maana tunaomba viti vitaletwa huku, alafu tutapigwa picha kwa mwelekezo wa msukuma ratiba MC. Asanteni sana, Mola wajalie.
Thank you so much. Let's have the communication team setting up the stage. We are going to have a few group photos, and the first one will be the chairperson, members of the commission, and LGR.